Hi, I'm Mary Antonopoulos, Superintendent of the Lake Orion Community Schools. This is the first edition of the 2018-19 school year inside the Dragons. We're very excited to be able to share with you 3 segments for this particular edition. The first one is focused on the first day of school. So you'll have the opportunity to see all of our students as they return to school, and some really excited and happy students. The second segment will be of a football game, which quite frankly was an opportunity that we were very surprised that we were able to do. And that is that our varsity football team played at the University of Michigan Big House Stadium against Lapeer. So we'll see some of that in this particular segment. And additionally, our first win of the season against Rochester Adams. And then finally, our segment will really kind of go over the 2018 November 6th ballot question for the school bond proposal. And you'll be able to see some information and really have many of your questions answered. So please stay tuned. We look forward to sharing more information in Inside the Dragons in our next month's issue.
When Labor Day lands in Lake Orion, students and parents know what the next day means. The start of school. Everything's fresh and the routines begin all over again. On September 5th, everyone was energized, even when it was still dark at the transportation building. The first bus began in the early morning and the district was open for business. At Oakview Middle School, the early morning was the first day, but it seemed like the students were already comfortable walking into the building. The first day set the stage for the entire school year and a whole middle school career for the 6th graders. Their middle school mentoring program had 8th graders there early and preparing to make it a smooth transition. Principal Sarah Manzo got them excited with her introduction on the half day and led them into the frenzied gym. At Stadium Drive Elementary, there was a bit more transition. Instead of students casually arriving via bus and heading in the obvious direction, many parents parked and walked their students to the building and watched them enter. The rest of the district moved just as smoothly. The elementary and middle schools only had a half day, but they found enough time to create comfort with all of the arriving students.
First day of school, 2018-19, we're excited. It's always fun. You know, I still get that kind of giddy, anxious feeling in my stomach each night as our first day comes. I hope the students and teachers have the same thing. But we're excited about it. We're going to be continuing our work with the Positivity Project this year, hoping to expand that out into the community a little bit more. We had a couple other buildings pick that up in the district, so we're kind of partnering with them. Second year settling in, you know, last year was the big transition year. Feels much more different feeling of comfort around the building because we kind of know what to expect. Parents and students alike. We had our meet and greet last week, and it was nice just seeing all the familiar faces of the adults and students as they entered the building, you know, going to find their teachers, the excitement that builds with that. So we're excited about this year.
At the renovated Pine Tree Center, the students learned about routines, and teachers helped them understand a new environment. And as students moved comfortably through the middle schools, the elementaries allowed for a little more adjustment. As it goes, the older students, the easier the first day can be. So Learning Options kicked off its year and the high school with lunch, as if they already were in mid-year form. Another great year in Lake Orion Community Schools was underway. When the idea first arose, Lake Orion High School football coach John Blackstock jumped at the chance. Opening the season at Michigan Stadium, one of the nation's most famous football fields, a dream come true. So the Dragons spent weeks preparing for their opener, knowing it was a moment they would remember forever. Just entering the locker room, there was awe. This was the location of legends and a big-time stage. So the Dragons put their game face on and treated it that way. that they deserved to be there. In the 3 days of football games, hosted by Clarkston and Lapeer, support came from an unlikely place: the Clarkston athletic director, who gave them a vote of confidence.
Guys, I just want to say on behalf of Clarkston, thank you for showing up today. Okay, this is our 3rd year running this. It really revolves around you guys being here and filling this place. And I'm going to tell you, there's no better feeling. It gives me chills. You guys are going to enjoy it. I'm going to tell you that. Okay, so enjoy every minute of it. Embrace it. You don't want to come out of that tunnel a loser, though. All right? Sir. So Lake Orion, well, I don't ever say this again. Good luck. All right, go get them, boys.
Core value number 1, together. We're going to be together all night. We're going to have a relentless effort, and we're going to help each other through this thing. Okay, it's going to be a great night for the green and white because you've made the choice for that. Okay, smarter, faster, more physical, and more fun. You got it? Yes, sir. Okay, take a quick moment in your own way, just really silent, and then Isaac.
Though the game wasn't ideal, the Dragons pushed all the way through, getting in the end zone, the big house end zone, with a memorable touchdown. The following few weeks, the Dragons began to find a rhythm, first with their home opener on the new turf at the renovated Dragons Stadium. Then the breakthrough came in the impressive win in Week 3 on the road at Rochester Adams, where the Dragons pushed forward all game and finished strong.
Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons!
The first month of the football season was filled with memories, ones the Dragons will hold forever. Next comes the push for the playoffs. On November 6th, Lake Orion Community Schools voters will vote on a bond proposal placed on the election ballot. The $160 million proposal features significant upgrades to a number of district buildings, a few of which are well beyond their intended lifespan. With projects affecting every corner of the district and all facilities, the impact would be long-lasting. The 10-year bond proposal would feature 3 series, each focusing on defined projects, and there is no expected tax rate increase, keeping the rate at 7.49 mils.
You know, I'm often asked, what is a bond and why is it needed? A bond is one source of funding for public schools. But let me back up a little bit. It's really important to note that prior to 1994, Michigan resident property taxes were the primary source of funding our local school districts. However, because of a loud outcry from taxpayers over high taxes and also inequities in funding schools throughout the state because of varying property values, a result was the enactment of Proposal A. That eliminated the use of local property taxes for school funding and created a new state education tax. And since that time, our schools receive what is known as a foundation grant, and that's based on how many students are in the district. So what Proposal A did was it took away the voters' ability to increase their taxes for a school's general fund for any capital enhancements. However, Proposal A does allow voters to approve the sale of bonds to fund capital improvements. And that's why voter-approved bonding is the method used by school districts for these kinds of capital improvements. The bottom line is that our general fund operating budget revenue, primarily funded by the foundation grant, does not provide the monies for the kinds of improvements that a bond proceed would.
The major projects in the proposal include reconstructions of Blanche Sims Elementary and the Cirque building, as well as safety upgrades in and out of the buildings across the school district. The design is for safer, smarter, and stronger schools. The security of the facilities inside and out, students' ability to learn at a high level with appropriate resources, and the addressing of the facilities to meet modern standards, addressed in an extended manner. The district administration has presented the details to the community at multiple presentations and will continue to provide information until the election. Anyone interested can find more detailed information on the district bond election page at the link on your screen, or by contacting the district administration directly at communications@lok12.org.
Thank you for watching this edition, September, of Inside the Dragons. We look forward to seeing you next month.
Inside the Dragons is produced by the Lake Orion Community Schools in partnership with Orion Neighborhood Television. For up-to-date news and information about the Lake Orion Schools, visit our website at lakeorionschools.org and watch us on Comcast Educational Access Channel 22 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99.